Hello Cancer, it's your reading for love and relationship for July. I pre-shuffle the cards. I'm not going to add anything else, just get into it. Alright, so what's going on with you within the relationship? What's going on with this other person within the relationship? What's going on with you internally? And what's going on with the other person internally? I'll start with that before I get in more into the relationship and what can help the relationship. Alright, let's move these cards to the side so we can clearly read them. Hopefully you can see them well. Alright, Cancer, it looks like you have a lot of stressors within the relationship. Maybe you're having a hard time speaking your truth. Maybe you spoke some truth, but there's still something lingering here. I feel like for some of you, it's been really hard to speak your truth within the relationship, but I feel like you're overcoming that, where you're really wanting to be authentic. Cancers want to be authentic when it comes to their love relationships, when it comes ultimately to relationship. Now, this could apply to any Cancers, whether you're in a relationship or you're single. Just wherever you feel like this resonates, and if it doesn't, I'm sorry, this is general reading. So I feel like for some time, Cancer, you've been feeling kind of stuck, kind of stagnant when it comes to opening up authentically. Your goal is to be authentic in the relationship, I feel like, but for whatever reason you're having a hard time because you have 3 swords in front of you and then you have one right here, so you're holding it back. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's just sometimes when we're in relationships, whatever relationship you're in, you feel like there's only so much you can speak feeling for the other person because you love this person. I feel like, Cancer, but for whatever reason, I feel like whatever relationship you're dealing with in this moment, you're feeling very hard when it comes to talking to people in general, because you're kind of like in the zone of just let me have my quiet time, let me have my sanctuary time. So it's not a bad thing. It's a little anxiety, worry, stresses, but I feel like for the most part, you have opened up, but there's parts of you that are having a hard time being authentic to people because you don't want to hurt them. You're kind of left to yourself. Some of you haven't really spoken to people because you don't feel comfortable, which is totally fine. Sorry for that plate right there. I'm just being raw with you guys, and how the person you're dealing with, Cancer, they have the Hierophant. So I feel like for the most part they're holding it together, whatever that is, especially when it comes to the goals of this relationship. They're doing the best they can in their noble way or noble steed way, and have a lot of authority, and they're very secure in themselves. I just feel like there's kind of a clash when it comes to these 2 cards together, because it's like you're having a lot of the stressors, but I just feel like they're doing their best to hold the relationship, whether it's in a committed relationship, whether you're single and there's someone you're dealing with who's very strong and taking everything in this relationship. So I feel like you're with someone, whatever that looks like to you, who ultimately, here, I'm gonna get this plate out of the way, sorry, who ultimately cares for you wholeheartedly, who's committed to you, but for whatever reason, you're having your own difficulties. But I feel like with the 5 here too, that's about changes. So they're going through their own changes, their own battles, their own struggles. So are you. 4's changes too. You're all about structure. So it's a structure and they're the changes. So they want changes for you, Cancer. They want things that will ultimately benefit you and them. It's just a struggle. Okay, what you're going through within the relationship inside that nobody knows about is struggle. So trying to feel like you have victory inside within the relationship, because I feel like a lot of you Cancers, you've been putting time, you've been putting effort into the relationship, but for whatever, you're just trying to persevere the best you can. You're committed, you're trying to, in your own way, be on top of things. but I still feel like, you're still struggling on how to move forward in the relationship. Alright, Cancer, they got the 8 of Cups. I don't feel like necessarily it's walking away. It could be for some of you who are in the committed relationship. They're hesitant about what you really want, but also this could be their own energy, the way they're presenting you. Like, they're feeling you want to walk away from the situation. Because I feel like they are aware of the struggles within the relationship, but for whatever reason with the 8 of Cups, I just feel like they're trying to distance themselves, whatever that is, but like they're trying to give you space, trying to give you time to, redefine what you want in the relationship. So I just feel like, there's this kind of hesitant to not necessarily walk away from the relationship. It's just kind of like keep to themselves so you can go through things. But also too, it could be in some situations, some of them are feeling inside like they want to walk away from this. Like, it's really weird with these 2 cards, but I feel like it's just the fear of it, maybe possibly, that they want to walk away from it, or they just see that you're fearing this from them. I mean, it can go either or. Alright, so put those aside and go more into the relationship for Cancers. I'm going to do it this way to shuffle a little bit around here. Alright, so I think this wanted to come up. Alright, so internalizing what's going on within the relationship. 2 more cards. I may clarify this. I don't know. I don't want to be too long. Alright. So, it's 8 of Wands. So, there is communication, or there wants to be communication. But right by the 5 of Pentacles, I feel like someone's feeling left out. Someone's feeling rejected, maybe abandoned, or they abandon you from communicating. It doesn't have to be who you're with. I feel like it could be an outside source. There's someone that wants to communicate, or you are communicating with the person you're in the relationship, but I feel like it's an outside of the relationship. Like maybe someone that abandoned you, or you abandoned them for whatever reason. It could be about an ex. Some of you have been dealing with an ex. But it looks like there's this juggling of something. Juggling the relationship, juggling the situation when it comes to how you communicate. How do you hold it together? How do you resolve communication issues, or resolve feeling abandoned or lack? Because a lot of you have gotten disappointment. 4 of Cups. So disappointment. I don't think it's necessarily within the relationship. I think it's necessarily, this is pretty much what's going on in the relationship, where you're feeling neglected and abandoned from people outside of the relationship. People that you felt like, kind of when I think of the 5 of Pentacles, I feel like, this could be a strong connection in some way. Friends, family, and for whatever reason, there were people that abandoned you, when you needed them the most. But it's like you're juggling what to do with this situation, or this is how you're feeling with the relationship. But I'm feeling more like abandonment, disappointed with outside source of the relationship, because I feel like whatever, maybe this has to do within the relationship. This is more of what's going on outside. It's really weird, but that's just how the cards are coming on. Now this may be you and your lover, whoever you're asking about. Knight of Wands. So you want to move forward in the Page of Cups. So you want to move forward on something, but maybe something's not been given offer, because right here you have the 4 of Cups. So I feel like ultimately you wanted something offered to you when it comes to your communications, when it comes to outside sources. But for whatever reason, what you got in place of that are these abandonment, are these disappointments from other people. And a lot of you have been struggling with that, where it's like, it's not so much inside the relationship, but there's different things going on. within the relationship for some of you, but I feel like there's in and out energy. And for whatever the reason, you wanted communication in something. But what you got was a lack of something, a lack of substance, a lack of resource. And I feel like for some of you, of the Cancers that I know of, you're struggling with feeling lack. And it's really getting to you. It's really making you rethink the relationship, even outside relationships, because it just seems like nobody gets you. You have the commitment within the relationship, but for whatever reason, outside of the relationship, people aren't really making up their mind. Or you're not making up your mind with other people when it comes to new offers, when it comes to new love, possibly for some of you. But I feel like, there's things that you're dealing with outside of the relationship that's affecting this relationship in some way. But I feel like ultimately the relationship is good. Like, especially this. I'm drawn to this. Is, you have commitment within the relationship, but at the same time, you're struggling with these outsiders. The outside of the family dynamic, people in and out energies when it comes to people who are fully there for you. People who wholly want to communicate. But yeah, you're feeling left out. It could be in the relationship or it could be outside, but I feel like it's more this in and out energy that keeps coming in and out, in and out, in and out. Alright, so let's get more into actual relationship too. I just feel like I need to put more cards out. Give me a minute. I'm going to pause it for a minute to shuffle. Alright, Cancer, I had to reshuffle it. Sorry I paused it. This might be a long reading. But yeah, you got these eclipses going on, so it's like you're feeling a lot of things all at once. So let me give some more cards. Queen of Pentacles, King of Wands, 8 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, 10. Alright, I'm just going to say whatever I feel. Alright, Cancers, you really want... You want to have a balance within the relationship, ultimately. Whatever, inside, outside of the relationship. But for whatever reason, you're not getting this reciprocal feedback from people. There's something still you're wanting within the relationship. You have the King of Wands right by that. So I feel like there could be an outsider coming in, fire sign you've been waiting for. Perception, you're waiting for this fire sign to give you the information you need about something, when it comes to your money, when it comes to things that you value of yourself. And I feel like once you get that, then you will feel more relaxed. So I feel like you're busy for some of you. You're busy at work, busy planting the seeds, busy manifesting whatever you need in your life. And Ace of Pentacles. So new opportunities are coming your way. You got the Celebration card, family, friends, Ace of Swords. So you're ready to take on new beginnings. I just feel like a lot of you really want a family. Some of you done with it. Some of you, tied up your tubes. But I just feel like some of you are waiting for a family to come through. You're also waiting to have a family. You want a new beginning with that. But for whatever reason, you're not getting what you need in this situation. So you're waiting on an outside source to come through, possibly a fire sign, to give you a heads up on where it comes on with your money, because you have a lot of things working for you. The divine is coming in, the universe is coming in, stepping you. So ultimately, despite what's been going on, feeling neglected, feeling abandonment, feeling discouragement, I feel like ultimately when this fire sign comes, it might give you some, relief over this anxiety, over this worry. You know, the Queen of Pentacles, I always feel like she's kind of this depressed woman who has so many desires. You know, you could be pregnant. You know, a Cancer right now who's younger than me, she's pregnant at the moment. She's carrying a child only like few weeks, and it's like that could be also to the fire sign watching, someone watching you, Cancer, when it comes to holding this desire, when it comes to holding, you know, pregnancy and stuff. But I feel like for the most part, you want someone to come through for you when it comes to your wishes being fulfilled, which I feel like the universe is slowly giving you these chances, slowly giving you opportunities. But you're done. You're done trying to put the work in. You're done trying to worry over it. So I just feel like you need to wait, be patient for the outside source to come in, because there's perspective coming into you, looking at you. So someone is watching you, someone's observing your life, but I just feel like it's a matter of time to get what you need, especially when it comes to stability, because I feel like once you start, you know, after these retrogrades stop August, you know, things are gonna start moving like the train, you know. But here, I feel like, you know, want to say for some of you, you know, you have a lot of love, a love for family, a love around you. So don't be worried when you see these things in relationships that kind of bog you down. I just feel like you just got to keep going. You know, some of you have been in really deep depression because you're not getting this same you put back, and it's really stressful. So just try to do the best you can, Cancer. Bye-bye.